I've been a gay black man all my life. And so, I ain't scared of nobody. I ain't scared of nobody. I came from nothing. I came from a single mom. People told me that I could never, ever make it. My journalism professor in Louisiana State University told me I would never make it as a journalist. And I spent my entire career, my entire life, since I was 20-something, proving that person wrong. But on top of that, wanting to make my mother proud. So I want to thank GLAAD. I'm surprised. I've been out for a long time. I was like, when is GLAAD going to give me an award? Damn. So when I got the email from Sarah Kate, I was like, okay, is this real? I had to read it like 3 or 4 times. And then I didn't really take it seriously. And I'm like, okay, I thought it was like, okay, someone wants me to cover something or what have you. And then I read it 3 or 4 times, and I sat down with my assistant. They're like, no, they really want to give you an award. And I'm like, wow, thank you. It's about time. But me getting the Davidson Valentini Award, I mean, I was shocked. I am humbled. I want to recognize Sam, who I look up to, who's getting an award after this. Craig and Michael, as you know, were visionaries, because I have to thank them. Because I remember back then, by the way, Craig was the first executive director. And back then, it was a crazy idea to think that you could have accurate and positive portrayals of gays and lesbians in the media. To think that would happen was like a crazy thing. It was innovative, like no one is ever gonna do that. And so sometimes we forget how far we've come. Because I want to remind you, I remember when Ellen people were like, well, is she lesbian? Is she Lebanese? What's going on? Is Ellen? I remember before Ellen was gay. I remember when Ellen came out and then couldn't find work after that. Ellen is a big deal now. She'll tell you she could not find work. People did not want to hire her after that. I remember when there was no Will, there was no Grace, there was no Jack, there was no Karen on television. There was Archie Bunker, there was JJ, people who look like me were like, dynamite, right? That was what I had to look up to, and I didn't want to, not that that was bad, I wanted those people to work, but that didn't represent me as a man of color. I remember when actors and TV characters didn't come out. Remember Monroe on Too Close for Comfort? Come on, we knew Jim J. Bullock was gay. You knew that. Come on, Jim J. Really? Yeah, Jim J. He was gay. I remember when people didn't cover gay pride events or GLAAD events, when those events barely got any media coverage. And when they did cover them, they covered the most extreme parts of our culture. Women in leather, men in leather, guys in Speedos, and not that there's anything wrong with that, it's not a thing. But now because of GLAAD, because of people like Craig and people like Michael, we are empowered. They empowered people like me to be safe, to be authentic, to stand up for truth, and to stand in our own truth. Because of their work with this organization, instead of negative news portrayals, we now have positive gay role models in front and center, and they are delivering the news. We've got Rachel Maddow. We've got Thomas Roberts. We've got Anderson Cooper. You can applaud. We've got Robin Roberts. We've got Shepard Smith. We've got Gio Benitez. We've got Miguel Marquez. We've got Sam Champion. We've got Alex Perez. We've got Jenna Wolfe. We've got Steve Kornacki. We've got my friend here in San Francisco, Reggie Aki, who's somewhere in the room with his husband, and I love them to death, and I thank them for coming as well. Reggie and Phil, where are you? I don't know where you are, but wherever you are, I love you, and I thank you for coming. There you go. Thank you. That's to name a few, and you can applaud for them. But there is work to be done, and we all know it. And for those of us who have been around for a minute, we know that we cannot go backwards, Ross. I know that you said that this caboose goes backwards. This caboose is not going backwards as long as I have anything to do with it. We are not going backwards. That's why it is important to stand up for subtle and blatant homophobia, to fight for our trans brothers and sisters. Their very lives depend on it. They, too, have served and are serving our country proudly and with distinction. We have to be the voice. of my immigrant brothers and sisters, especially the young ones who know no other home than America. We have to point out outright bigotry and racism. And as a man of color, I certainly know it when I see it. I can smell it coming. And to make sure that some uninformed people don't get confused that there are no fine or good Nazis or white supremacists anywhere, and it's not about both sides. That's where we are right now. But I'm not the only one. There are plenty of people who are fighting. There are plenty of people who are doing the right thing. We have our straight allies like Van Jones fighting. We have other brave journalists who are holding our leaders accountable, and that is our job. So having said all of that, I'm going to close by thanking you all for your support. I want to thank GLAAD for this award. I am going to cherish it. Feels good. And I don't accept this lightly, and I don't take it for granted, and I expect you to hold me accountable as well. So thank you all very much.